Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 13. So yeah, we're a couple days late, but honestly, at this point, are you surprised? Yeah, so last episode we started to come down off of the immense hype of this most recent arc, the Bakugo retrieval arc. Um, and so we're starting to get into some other things. We saw All Might and Aizawa start to visit the parents of the students to try and get their permission to let the students stay at the dorms at UA now, because that's apparently a thing now. And I talked about how last time I would love to see like them really go into these dorms. Like we get to see who's rooming with who, get to see how they interact with that. I would love to see Bakugo and Kirishima room together. That would be amazing. Mina and Sue, of course, would be just a fantastic matchup. Um, Maybe have Jiro and Yaoyorozu. Uh, I don't know who else. Like, maybe Mineta and Kaminari, because they kind of get along. I don't know. Maybe we'll see, maybe we won't. I'm really excited for this episode either way. I don't know anything about it. I just have my guesses, my ideas. I don't know. Maybe we'll see more parents this episode for all we know. That would be cool. um, but I guess we'll see. And we're going to get this started right away because I also have to get to Last Man today. And yeah, I just want to be able to get through all of this and get it all set. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I'm sorry. It's not just... It's not just because she was crying. It's not just because she was crying. That's not a... It's because of why, and it's because of the voice actor. I love Monica Rial. She's an amazing VA. But honestly, I don't know if she'll be able to top that with the English dub of this episode when that eventually comes out. I know that the dubs are now are now being put on delay for My Hero. All I know is I do not know, and honestly I doubt that Monica will be able to top that. Again, the voice acting, the cracking in the voice, the way she portrayed sorrow and pain and fear were all just amazing. Really heartbreaking. You felt for her, and you felt for why she was so upset by everything, why she couldn't just hang out and just joke and laugh and have fun with everyone after what happened. You understood. I mean, she's my favorite character in the show, but it's not just because she was crying. It's what it meant. It's what the tears meant for her as a character, for just showing how amazingly well written she is, and for the show in general. Now, there's not going to be a lot else I have to say with this episode, admittedly. I got what I wanted, what I hoped for. Not really what I expected, but what I hoped and wanted for. And that was to get to see the dorms, get to see the rooms and everything. And while there wasn't, like, while they don't have roommates, they have their own separate dorm rooms. I do just generally like that we got to look into it. And I love how each of them made their rooms their own over the course of the day, and just how drastically different all of them are. um, I don't. It's hard to say which one would be my favorite, because you have to count. There's a difference between which one would be my favorite and which one is one I would personally sleep in, like in terms of its style and accessibility and everything. Oh, excuse me. I really like Jiro's though, but that's because I'm a huge fan of rock music. So, oh, wow. All right, I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of rock music, so pretty obvious that I'm going to enjoy that one. I did like Shoji, right? Uh, Sugar Rush. I did like him, his room. I mean, I've talked about before, I love food. Not just eating it, I mean, obviously. But I just love I love seeing people bake. I love seeing people do awesome things with food. It's why I watch a lot of cooking shows, a lot of cooking competitions and stuff. Like currently I'm watching Food Network Star. Yeah, I love just everything that can be done with it, the way that people cook it, just I don't know, it's fascinating to me, you know. Um, so I love that we got to see that he's into baking for a very reasonable reason, because of his quirk and everything. Now, other than the rooms and everything, which again, there's not too much to talk about. There's two other main points I want to bring up. The first is Bakugo. I keep mentioning it like pretty much every week at this point about how amazing Bakugo's growth and development is. Honestly, he is one of the best developed characters in this show. I'd even argue that he might be even better developed than Izuku. Because here's the thing. Izuku has definitely gained a lot of confidence and strength, but in personality-wise and in terms of his morals and ideals and stuff, he's pretty much the same as he was at the beginning. He had that heroic spirit at the beginning of the series. He just wasn't putting it into action because he didn't have the confidence and the, again, strength to be able to do so. And All Might kind of gave that to him and grew it within him. Along with some others, of course. But Bakugo's growth, Bakugo is exceptionally different from where he was at the beginning of the series. We see a lot of that in here, and I mean, just how far he went to be able to pay Kirishima back. Like, that was awesome. That was just a really nice touch, and it shows that he does consider Kirishima his friend, and he does want to make him happy in a way. That's awesome. I've compared Bakugo kind of to Vegeta from the Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super franchises and stuff. But he's also very different than Vegeta as well. Because while Vegeta did grow and become a much more, well, better person, he still kept a lot of his, of course, Saiyan pride and just his aggressive nature to him. Bakugo is progressively becoming less aggressive. He is regressing in his aggressiveness. He still has some aggressive sides to him. He's still kind of, I think someone, I don't know if it was in here or if it was somewhere else, but someone kind of compared more current Bakugo to a Tsundere, or Tsundere, or however you want to pronounce it. I've always pronounced it Tsundere, but they kind of compared him to that, and this episode is going to kind of give fuel to that idea, because the way he's like, oh, he pays Kirishima back and is like walking away. It's almost like, oh, I didn't do this because I like you or anything. It's kind of that kind of thing, and it's like, this is why people ship you two. But in all seriousness, it just, that one small scene showed so much of how he's grown and developed as a character, and I'm always into that. I'm always big with that kind of thing. But the final thing I do want to mention is what Aizawa said. Basically what Aizawa said is that if it weren't for the if certain circumstances and all, he would have expelled almost the entire class. And this is Aizawa. We know he would have done that. It was made very clear in season 1 when we first met Aizawa and all. The only reason he didn't expel Izuku, even though he was at the bottom of the class, is because he did see potential in him, even if it was a small amount at the time. It made that very clear when he was talking to All Might after the test and all. He kind of tried to pass it off, but All Might kind of saw through it. So the fact that he says he was going to do that here, it's like, you know he's telling the truth. And I get why. It's not just because they refuse to trust in the pros and their teachers and everything. They betrayed the trust of the pros and their teachers. They were being trusted to stay out of danger and keep safe, especially after the incident that happened during the forest training with the Vanguard Action Squad. The teachers and the pros wanted them to stay safe, and they betrayed that trust by going out. And he's seen not only the ones who actually went out to try and save Bakugo, but also everyone who knew about it. And it's just like, again, the circumstances are the only reason he's allowing them to stay, basically. And they basically lucked out. They were lucky as hell to be able to I don't want to say survive that, but you know what I mean, kind of keep from being expelled and all. They were very lucky. And as I was kind of like, yeah, you have to work hard and do your best to earn our trust back. And it's like, yes, very much so. They do. But I am still on their side. I still believe it was the right thing to do. I believe that trying to say that they were wrong in doing so is trying to deny them basically being heroes by what they did. What they did was doing the act of being a hero. To be a hero is to do what's not necessarily safe or best for everyone. It's to do what is good, to do what is right. And they did what was right. They were heroes in that moment. Even if they didn't do too much during the fight and they were in extreme danger, they were still heroes in that moment because of them choosing to go and do that. So I'm still kind of against the idea that they're being, like, scolded for that. It still seems extremely wrong to me that they were, because they were completely in the right to do so. Now, how that connects with Sue and everything, as we saw when Sue found out, and I guess everyone else found out that they did still go, which they didn't know about, I guess, because I guess they weren't shown on TV and everything. Makes sense. Sue had a very noticeable... Sue was the only one who had the very noticeable reaction. Like, very noticeable. Like, she said Caro, I believe, Ribbit. Caro. And, the way she said it, again, the voice actress, amazing, did a phenomenal job there. The way she said it was perfection, because it's just like, it's a simple little word, like Caro. It's Ribbit. She's making a frog noise. But the way she said it, the way she delivered that simple little noise was filled with emotion. You could actually hear the fear in her voice when she said that. And I noticed, I didn't talk much about it when it happened, but it's like, I noticed that she had a very distinct reaction. And I remembered that she did have that that moment in the other episode where she didn't want them to go, but I didn't remember all the details about what she said. So when I'm glad they reminded us. And this was built up too. That was early on in the episode, and then they showed her again, like just over halfway through, I think, because we see that she's not with everybody else as they're exploring the room, and then we find out that she is not feeling well, and then it comes all together back at the end. So it was built up throughout the episode. It didn't just kind of come out of nowhere, which I like. I like it when things are built up properly, or at least have a reason for coming. If something's going to come out of nowhere, give it a reason to come out of nowhere. That works. If you can make it work right. A lot of anime have, a lot of anime haven't. But either way, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Another phenomenal episode. But there won't be one next week. See, My Hero's going on a break next week. So there won't be a new episode. But there will be one the week after. Now, or no, there won't be one this week. Sorry, I got that mixed up. This coming Saturday, the 7th, there is going to be no new episode. But Saturday the 14th, there will be. Okay? That's what I was trying to say there. No new episode this week, but next week there will be. Here's the deal, though. Next week, on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to a convention in Toledo, Ohio. I live in the Detroit, Michigan area. So, not too far of a drive or anything. I'm getting a ride, of course, because I can't drive. But I'm going to a convention, that's the point, next weekend. And as such, I won't be around to record My Hero reaction. So that will be late once again for the next episode. Unfortunately, but it's not really something I can help. So yeah. It will be a couple weeks till we get to more My Hero, but take a little break. After everything that went down, we're going to be moving into a new arc. Take a break and just relax for a little bit. I'm completely fine with that. Maybe. You know, I don't know. No, I was thinking of something, but no, never mind. Ignore that. Either way, I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of Season 3, Episode 13 of My Hero Academia. What did you think of Sue's amazingly emotional moment? What do you think of Bakugo's phenomenal development? And what do you think of Aizawa's really stern and kind of frightening warning to them? Also, tell me what you even thought of all of the rooms. What was your favorite of the students' rooms? Tell me all that and more in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie Royal, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.